Hello, sweeties. I was on a swatch break for almost 5 weeks, and I'm excited to share my first polish review of 2025 with you. I have the Era of Elegance collection, as well as a couple charity shades by Royla to share with you today. Quick notes before we get started. After I swatch each polish, you'll see it under studio lighting, lower lighting, as well as one coat over black. So let's start with the two charity polishes. First up is the 2025 Suicide Awareness Polish, Dreamflum, which means the dreamy and calm-like state experienced while listening to a natural waterfall. Described as an indigo-tinted base with gold to green shifting shimmer. Shown here in 3 coats. Every year, Taylor creates a polish in memory of her grandfather who lost his battle with depression in 2005. For 2025, they chose inspiration from hiking with him when they were young in the Smoky Mountains. This is very shifty no matter the lighting, but they do become much more pronounced in the lower lighting. This will retail for $13.50, with $6 being split between the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention and the East Tennessee Foundation. The next charity polish is the Polished for Paws shade. This is Newt Scootin Boogie, described as a dark green base with coppery red to gold shimmer and holographic flakes. Taylor has stated that this is one that may stain. Shown here in 3 coats, dries with subtle texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. Again, all the shifty shimmer is visible no matter the lighting, but it does become much more pronounced in the lower lighting. This will retail for $13.50, with $6 of each polish being donated to Amphibian and Reptile Conservancy Inc. Now onto the collection. First up is Keepsake, described as a dark powder blue base with purple to pink microflake shimmer. Shown here in 3 coats, dries with subtle texture, so a top coat is needed for a full glossy finish. A bit of the purpley pink shimmer is visible in the studio lighting, but they become much more pronounced in the lower lighting, and you see a bit of a yellow-green shift as well. Next is Opalescent, described as a clear base with green, aqua, blue, purple, and almost pink shifting shimmer at some angles. Shown here in 3 coats. The aqua blue is what's seen the most in the studio lighting, but all the different shifts show themselves in the lower lighting. This is Thimble, described as a purple base with silvery purple to blue shifting shimmer, shown here in 2 coats. A shimmery pink purple shimmer is seen in the studio lighting, but the silvery blue of the shift does show itself in the lower lighting. Here we have Heirloom, described as a mint green with purple, pink, gold, and green shifting shimmer, shown here in 3 coats. The pink shimmer is visible in the studio lighting, but the other shifts show themselves in the lower lighting, especially the gold and green. Next is Patina, described as a mulberry base with gold shimmer, shown here in 2 coats. The gold shifty shimmer shows no matter the lighting. This is Regal, described as a red base with red shimmer, shown here in 2 coats. This is one that mostly looks the same no matter the lighting. Here we have Antique, described as a tan base with pinkish red shimmer, scattered hollow, and a linear hollow, shown here in 2 coats. You may need 3 if you have more of a free edge than me. You can see the shimmer no matter the lighting, and the linear hollow really pops when in the sunlight. Next is Cameo, described as a dark salmon orange base with blue to purple shifting shimmer, shown here in 3 coats. The blue to purple shifting shimmer is visible no matter the lighting, but it does become darker in the lower lighting. This is Chiffon, described as a pink base with pink to gold microflake shimmer. Take note that Taylor states that this one does have a shimmer in it that can cause staining. Shown here in 2 coats. The pink to gold shimmer is seen no matter the lighting, but the gold does become darker, almost orange, in the lower lighting. And lastly, we have Luxe, described as a taupe base with blue to purple shifting shimmer and scattered hollow, shown here in 2 coats. The blue of the shimmer is what is seen most in the studio lighting, but it morphs into a purple shimmer in the lower lighting. So my top pick is Newt Scootin Boogie. It's such a rich dark green and the different shifts make it even prettier. And my second pick is Dreamflum. I love how delicate and ethereal it is, which goes perfectly with the calming peaceful vibe Taylor was going for. And lastly, my third pick is Patina. I love dark earthy tones and this is exactly that. Which is your favorites? Let me know in the comments. All of these shades released January 10th at 10 a.m. Central through January 19th at 6 p.m. Central. You can purchase these at roylalee.com. The Era of Elegance collection will retail for $125 for the full set and $13.50 individually. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!